Hi, my name is Charlie Hugh-Jones, and this is Unlocking the Best Version of You, the podcast for high-performing individuals and entrepreneurs who want to be more productive, feel more purposeful, enjoy more resilience and vitality, and increase the depth and richness of their connection with others. I'm so glad you're here. And once again, it's time to unlock the best version of you. I was a morning person for a very long time until the demands of being a CEO at the same time as being an involved father of four kind of took its toll on me. And it was then that I began to find that my focus, productivity, and the energy that I had available to me throughout the day was getting depleted more and more quickly. And I kind of wondered whether this was simply inevitable, that getting older and the demands of responsibility kind of determined the degree of focus, productivity, and energy that I had throughout my day. Or maybe there was something I could do differently to extend my dwindling focus, productivity, and energy for longer and make it last further into the day. And what I learned and began practicing a while ago utterly transformed my productivity and has even increased my level of fulfillment every day. Today, as a best-selling author, a speaker, and a coach, it's one of the things I get asked about so often, and it's usually framed around willpower. How do I generate the willpower to get up earlier, to harness the power of an effective morning routine? Because that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to give you 6 keys to unlock a routine in the morning that will increase your focus, productivity, and give you more energy every day. Now, when we're talking about willpower, we all know that willpower is like a rechargeable battery. For most people, once it's been used up, it needs recharging. And anything that requires self-control or discipline draws on that willpower, like getting up earlier to adopt a more powerful and productive morning routine. However, willpower is also, it's like a muscle. The more you use it and look after it, the more you can build it up. And the simple fact is this: anything you can set to automatic, anything you can do as a routine, as a system or ritual, doesn't tax your limited supply of willpower. That's a principle that was part of my best-selling book, Unlocking a More Productive You. The third principle of productivity was harness ritual and routine. Don't be a slave to them. And the principle behind that is that you can create systems and processes that increase your success, increase your ability to get done the things that you plan to, that help you step into that fulfilling place. So you already have routines that run on autopilot, particularly in the morning. But if you want to understand how powerful a new morning routine can be, if you want to find out whether it really is worth it to get up a little bit earlier, then what you need to do is to reprogram that autopilot to incorporate a more effective morning routine. And I'm going to show you 6 steps to do that right now. Here's a quote from John C. Maxwell, a man I greatly respect. I've read many of his books and sat under some of his teachings. And he said this: "You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. And many other writers have understood this principle, that it's the small things that we do every day, that if we alter them ever so slightly, they will help us more likely achieve the things we set out to do. So here are 6 steps to really increase and sustain your focus, productivity, and energy every day. You ready for step 1? Okay, here we go. Step 1, get ahead of the madness. I mean, basically get up before you allow the craziness to shape your day. You need to wake up before demands are made upon you. The majority of these demands are usually self-inflicted anyway, so it's completely within your power to do something about that. So what does this require of you? To do 2 things differently than you did yesterday. Firstly, set your alarm 10 minutes earlier. Yeah, that's it. Just 10 minutes. For some of you, your alarm is not enough to get you out of bed. So why not try one of these solutions that clients of mine have come up with? One of them, getting a dog that needs walking every day. That's a serious responsibility. Getting a friend to call you at a predetermined time in the morning, or getting an auto coffee maker in your room that starts brewing at a certain time to wake you with that aroma. Another client of mine uses a sunshine light that gradually gets brighter in the room. Even in the darkest, deepest winter, this light goes on and begins to, begins to gradually wake up. And that harmonizes or creates a dislocation in your circadian rhythm, so it's easy to get up. So there are things you can do to actually get up earlier. One of my posts a number of months ago was quite simply someone who didn't want to get up with their mobile phone. What do? I said get a wind-up alarm clock. I mean a real alarm clock with bells on it. They are really hard to ignore. But find something that allows you to set that alarm 10 minutes earlier than normal. That's the first thing you got to do. Second thing you got to do is don't check your phone, other than perhaps to turn off the alarm or to answer that wake-up call from your friend, for the first 45 minutes of your day. This is a key part to getting ahead of the madness. Your phone is one of the most significant sources of stress in the morning. And you may be one of those people who've trained themselves to wake up in a state of fight or flight. You're going to have an elevated cortisol level. That's the stress hormone. And then you're going to stick coffee in it and boom, you're just going to add to that. But it all comes from your phone. You may have unintentionally programmed this response by your repeated experience of low-level anxiety about what your phone is going to demand of you the moment you wake up. You know what your phone is? Your phone is an incredibly convenient organizing system for everybody else's agenda for your life. And if you want to get ahead of the madness in the morning, you need to not give your power away and not let somebody else's notification or email or what have you set up your day for you. So why don't you try not doing that? Just 5 days of this simple practice can reduce your morning cortisol levels and begin to make you feel more in control of your morning. So step 1 is get ahead of the madness. Okay, step 2 is adopt a startup ritual. That's a ritual. It's something that helps you give meaning to a regular practice. And what I'm suggesting is it might be a splash of water on your face to shock you into being more alert, or the stumble into the kitchen to get a glass of water into which you've squeezed fresh lemon juice, something that is phenomenal, the tartness of which causes you to shiver. I mean, lemon juice is amazing. It hydrates you, kickstarts your metabolism, it gets your stomach ready for things in the day. So there's lots of good reasons. Go and investigate that for yourself. But it might be the typical morning caffeine shot that stimulates your fuzzy mind. Whatever it is, prepare for it the night before. That's pre-programming your subconscious to support you in this little ritual. Prepare for it the night before. Put your cup or glass on the side in the kitchen. Get out a chopping board and a lemon, get the coffee bean grinder or the French press out of the cupboard and place it on the side so that it is ready. This all primes your subconscious, and it does something else too. It reduces startup energy, the number of decisions you have to make in that morning. Am I going to have coffee? Am I going to have lemon juice? Am I going to do this? If you reduce those, it allows you to flow into this ritual. So the second thing to do is to create your own, adopt a startup ritual. Step 3, okay, this is appreciate stillness. Now, I know you have been asleep and you've been dreaming and you've been out of this world for X number of hours. This is actually a very important thing to do in the morning, appreciate stillness. Once you've prepared your drink, find the most comfortable seat in your space or the part of your house where you usually feel positive. And then stop and be still for about 4 minutes. You can stand or sit and be silent, maybe sipping your coffee, your water, and just breathe. If it helps, set a timer. Perhaps, it could feel like a standing snooze. There's nothing to focus upon, nothing to do yet, nothing but you and your breath. Let your thoughts come, because they will, you can't stop them, and let them go. Focus on your in-breath, and then your out-breath. And just take a few moments. Remember, you've chosen ahead of time to do this, but appreciating stillness is incredibly powerful for setting up your day. But you won't know just how powerful it is until you try it and see for yourself. I mean, if you can't resist some digital help in exploring a few minutes of mindfulness or meditation, then why not download an app to help you? A number of my clients use Headspace or the mindfulness apps, but there's others out there like Calm or Budify, which may suit your taste better. I'll put a couple of links to them in the show notes below. And remember, even when you're using an app to do this, you still don't need to check your messages when you open this app. You can just turn it on. And then, when 4 minutes is up, it's time to move on to the next step. So that was step 3, appreciate stillness. Step 4, affirm who you are and where you're going. So you just spent 4 minutes being still, appreciating silence. Now you're actually going to harness your mind to do 2 things. You're going to spend 2 minutes repeating 2 separate sets of statements, and these are incredibly powerful. The first is a set of 3 statements about yourself, and the second, a set of 3 statements about what you want in your life. This is intention setting, and these are affirmations. With the first 3 statements, you begin to tell yourself who you are becoming. And with the second 3, you begin to tell yourself what you're moving towards achieving. Now, some people visualize their success and then visualize the steps to get them there. And this is a super powerful productivity tool to move you nearer your goals. And the affirmations, on the other hand, about who you are, bring that visualization into the present. They cause us to revisit that imagined reality and to draw positive energy from it. And remember, you're doing this in the morning before you've got into everybody else's agenda for your day. These affirmations motivate us, and they influence and activate both our subconscious and conscious mind. They change the way we feel. They change what we believe about ourselves and the world, and they ultimately change how we behave, how we interact, and what we expect of the day. And this is a great reason to incorporate them into a morning routine in order to contribute to you unlocking the best version of you, who you are becoming and what you are achieving. So many people use general affirmations like I deserve to be happy, or I'm successful, or financial abundance is flowing into my life. And they're all fine. They're very good. They're positive. And you can find many lists of them on the internet that are really helpful to choose from. However, when we use words that are deliberately crafted by ourselves to connect with our essential selves, our values, our interests, the things that resonate with us and are aligned with, the feelings of purposefulness in our lives, then we reinforce truth, whether we believe that truth or not, whether we've got limiting beliefs in our minds or not. When we do this, when we use words that are related to our already visualized successes and the desired outcomes, who we're going to be in this day that's just unfolding before us, this moves from just positive self-talk to something much deeper, much more profound, and much more authentic. These types of affirmations are powerful statements of both intent and belief. They strengthen and empower us, and they create momentum. So before using this step 4 in your morning routine, perhaps you might want to spend a few minutes constructing 3 very personal statements that connect with your essential self, resonate with your values, and are aligned with your purpose. And if you feel like you want to revisit them throughout the day, then keep a copy in your notes app on your phone or a piece of paper in your wallet. They will impact you quite profoundly as you get to do this. So that's step 4, affirm who you are and where you're going. Now we're going to move on to step 5, express gratitude. Now I've got a whole podcast on just this topic, but I'm going to give you an exercise you can do right now. You're going to spend the next 4 minutes of your morning routine in 2 segments, and you're going to need a pen and paper for this. So here's what you can do for the first 2 minutes. You're going to recall 3 people to whom you are grateful in your life, and go ahead and write their names on your piece of paper, along with a note of why you are grateful to them specifically. So that's what you do for the first 2 minutes. And when you're done, spend another 2 minutes bringing to mind things that you are grateful for in your world right now. This may also be specific people, but there can be experiences, circumstances, gifts that you've received. You may even be grateful for the peace and quiet of getting up a little earlier than the rest of everybody in your house. And whatever these are, make a note of them and keep a list as a gratitude journal. If you begin to find this tedious or forced after a few days, try and think of novel ways of looking at the things you were grateful for yesterday, or how you might express gratitude to that person who came to mind. Being grateful is one of the most fundamental determinants of happiness in our world. This simple exercise reprograms our mind to be more positive and to be more grateful too. And as I said, there's a whole wealth of information about the power of gratitude, and there's a podcast that I've done as well if you want to look through the notes on the system. And according to the world's leading expert on gratitude, the world's leading expert on gratitude is Dr. Robert Emmons, and he's professor of psychology at the University of California, Davis, and he's collaborated with so many people on so many helpful studies about happiness with people like Professor Martin Seligman and Professor Angela Duckworth and Dr. Tel Ben-Shahar of Harvard. Every one of these experts links the practice of a simple exercise like the one I've just given you, 2 minutes in 2 minutes, with an increase in happiness and contentment and a decrease in depression and frustration. And this is a great reason to make sure you add it to your morning routine. So that's step 5. And now step 6, get active. Now, stretching, practicing yoga, going for a run, or simply a walk around the block in the morning is enormously good for you. You don't need me to tell you that, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway, because we forget too easily and we don't consciously choose to do it. The benefits of getting active in the morning are many. I mean, who doesn't want increased energy throughout the day? Who doesn't want deeper concentration, a more effective metabolism, fewer aches and pains, and improved sleep later on the same day, and so on? But what prevents many people from adopting this daily routine is that they think that this has to be intense and strenuous to yield any results. But the weight of evidence contradicts this. It is just not true. You only need to do a few minutes. A recent study showed that getting your body moving for as little as just 10 minutes releases GABA, that neurotransmitter that makes your brain feel soothed and keep you in control of your impulses. Exercising first thing in the morning ensures that you'll have the time for it, and it improves your self-control and energy levels all day long. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? Whether you spend 2 minutes stretching or 10 minutes practicing yoga or even 30 minutes going for a run, as long as you wake up your body with some activity, you're going to get some of the benefits in this morning routine. And if you want to do something challenging but don't have more than a few minutes, why not do a 7-minute workout? It's like a high-intensity training. There's plenty of apps out there that can help you. And feel free to change it up every few days to do something different, but for the same amount of time. Now, I know morning rituals and morning routines are things that there are so many books written on, there are so many YouTube videos you can look at, but it's really true. Jim Rohn, who famously is quoted by Tony Robbins as the man who inspired him to take up that personal and professional development role that Tony has done, said, motivation is what gets you started. There's a reason for it, that's fine. But habits are what keep you going. That's why setting up a morning routine is crucial, because after you've done it a number of times, it becomes a habit, and habit reduces the amount of energy you need in order to do things, increasing willpower that's left through the rest of the day for everything else you need to do. So implementing these 6 steps will take you somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes, if I've kind of calculated it right. Longer if you decide to incorporate a kind of extended exercise session. But a good morning routine, and this is why I'm doing this podcast, will make you more focused, more productive, and give you more energy every single day. Not only that, it can reduce stress and anxiety and create a deeper sense of fulfillment. The trick is to plan ahead of time, to be intentional, to harness routines, to reduce startup energy, and create new habits. So you may have adopted your existing morning routine by default, but now is the time to adopt one by design, your own design. These steps that I've given you in this podcast work for me, and they can help you too. But if you want to check out other morning routines, then Tim Ferriss's Tools of Titans is a good read, as is Charles Duhigg's The Power of Habit. And I'll put a couple of links to those in the show notes below. But now you got this information. Now I've given you a few things to think about to supercharge your productivity, your focus, and the amount of energy that's available throughout every single day if you choose to adopt this. My question that is the same at the end of every podcast is the same. What are you going to do about it? Hey, if you're ready to take your productivity to a whole new level, make sure you grab a copy of my Amazon #1 best-selling book, Unlocking a More Productive You. If you want to learn the secrets of getting more of what matters most done, then this book is for you. And right now, when you visit my website, charliehugh-jones.com, I'll give you instant access to the first 3 chapters of this book, absolutely free. All you have to do is enter your name and email, and you can immediately start to discover the 3 keys to making space, increasing focus, and getting more of what matters most done. So go ahead and visit Charlie Hugh Jones now to get your copy of the first 3 chapters. My goal in each episode of this podcast is to inspire and equip you to unlock the best version of you. If you gained a valuable insight today, then please do me a favor and go out on social media and make sure to share this episode with others. Post your thoughts, post your reactions, share what insight you gained through listening to it. And don't forget to go and encourage someone else today. And make sure you hashtag Unlocking You so we can see what kind of things are making an impact and really making a difference. Oh, and don't forget to take a moment to subscribe to the show too on iTunes or on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. Until next time, here's to the best version of you. Bye for now.